Bjorn may have missed a trick by not having a Frenchman in Europe team, says Velde.The. The one ingredient lacking in this Ryder Cup would not be missing if Graeme McDowell's words of praise for Victor Dubuisson 4 years ago had proved more prescient. "What a superstar he is going to be," pronounced the Northern Irishman at Gleneagles after forming a potent partnership with the Frenchman that twice took down the Americans in the foursomes. Few would have argued with McDowell's assessment of the then 24-year-old, whose thrilling performance in the World Matchplay final earlier in 2014 had summoned comparisons with Seve Ballesteros. But Dubuisson has become European golf's forgotten man, and his absence adds to the sense that this week France is like a party host who is unfamiliar with many of the guests. For the first time in the competition's history, the staging nation does have a representative. With Dubuisson ranked outside the world's top 200, they did not have anyone remotely close to selection. Instead of providing a vital parochial connection in a country with a frail golf culture, Dubuisson, always something of a reclusive figure, has almost vanished off the map. He has played only once this year, at April's Spanish Open, where he missed the cut, and has been away from the game ever since after suffering problems with his left eardrum. It came close to bursting on the flight back from Spain to his home on the Côte d'Azur, and he has remained in the area pretty much ever since. Nobody expects to see him this week. The deeply private Dubuisson, who has not played a major since the 2016 Masters, has had a famously fractious relationship with the French media. But according to the one journalist on good terms with him, Fabien Pigalle from his local paper, Nice Matin, he hopes to start practicing before the end of the year. The breakout star of the 2014 Ryder Cup did make an appearance at the club to which he is attached in Cannes 3 weeks ago, but is otherwise said to have been indulging his passion of big game fishing. Apparently his specialist skill, when out at sea, is using skills acquired from golf, being able to judge the distance at which birds are hovering over a potential catch, and directing the boat to the appropriate area. Either way, his highly unusual talent is lost to this Ryder Cup, leaving behind slim pickings for the locals when it comes to a local angle. The respected former player Thomas Levitt hoped to be appointed as one of the official vice-captains to the home side, but was overlooked. The nearest thing to direct French input is past and present tour professionals Jean van de Velde and Gregory Havret being given junior roles, basically as drivers of the team's golf carts, passing on some local knowledge. There are other indications of a foreign sporting culture being somehow planted on French soil. Many of the crowd marshals will be from the UK or US, for instance, and in the giant media tent even the electricity PowerPoints are of the English square point variety. It is in sharp contrast to what happens 10 miles away at Roland Garros every year, the tennis Grand Slam that is defiantly French down to the last grain of clay on the courts, where a multitude of high-class domestic players have their every move followed. But then the French male golf rankings look eerily similar to those of Britain's men in tennis, except even more modest. They tell you a lot about the state of French golf, with 2 players ranked in the 90s and only one more in the top 200. Lorenzo Vieira is listed at 99, just behind Alexander Levy. He did not mince his words in an interview with the New York Times assessing how this week will impact the wider sporting landscape at home. "People don't care about the Ryder Cup," said Lorenzo Vieira. "Nobody knows there is going to be a Ryder Cup in France, only the golfers know. That's it." According to official figures, there are 732 golf facilities in France, including pitch and putts, and 410,000 players. The latter figure is viewed with some skepticism, although a rise of 5% in participation is claimed since 2007, contrasting healthily with a 21% drop in players in the UK, where golf has been hit hard by the cycling boom among other things. So while 43% of the tickets this week have gone to the French public, there may be something of a Gallic shrug greeting events.